Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome to the channel. A slightly different video this week. A few days ago on my community page on YouTube, I put up a poll about the new Bluesky social network. And 70% of the people who answered that poll said, "Don't know what you're talking about. Tell me more." So, democracy being a thing, this video is not really about slot cars. It's about the Bluesky social network. Bear with me. Don't just turn off and run away. So, generally speaking, there are three main gripes that people have with social networks. The first and most obvious one is adverts. They send you adverts. They're not always relevant. You don't necessarily want 10 adverts and one post from one of your friends. Bluesky doesn't have adverts. It just doesn't. They've got a different business model and they're going to make their money to run their network a different way. They're never going to give you adverts. That's a pledge from them. The second thing people don't like is being tracked. They don't like the fact that, for example, Facebook knows what pages they're looking at, what posts, what they're reacting to, uses those stats and gives them to advertisers. Well, because they're not interested in giving you adverts, Bluesky doesn't track you and give your information away to people. The third thing that people don't like about social networks is a load of people arguing, being full of hate, generally bringing everybody down. People don't want that. And people don't want it because they want to escape from that. They want a nice little fluffy place to go that's in a different kind of vein to the outside world they have to deal with all the time. So you, for example, as a slot car person, might just want a social network that's full of slot cars and nothing else. So the next bit of this video, I'm going to show you how to do that with Bluesky. Okay, so the first thing is to either download the Bluesky app from the App Store or go to the website bsky.app. And here you'll find a thing called Discover. Now, Discover is the general feed of everything on the network. This may be where you'll find things you don't want to see. I mean, generally at the moment, there's some nice mushrooms. There's some nice photography. There's a waterfall, some beetles, and then there's some of the stuff I don't really want to see. What I want to see is slot car content. So if I press Feeds, and in this box I type slot cars, the slot cars feed will appear. If you click that, you will find loads of posts, loads of content about slot cars. And you haven't had to log in or give anybody your details or anything. All the slot car stuff you want to see, and a picture of me sitting in front of my bus, is there. But maybe you want to join in. So you might want to sign up. So I'll put in an email address. I'll use that email address, that password and that date of birth for now, because I'm only going to create this for the purposes of a video, and then I'll probably delete the account anyway. So next, input your handle. Well, we'll call this one slotcar test, shall we? Oh, try spelling it right, Dave. Okay. And it will tell me that I can use that handle, and this will be my full handle, slotrtest.bsky.social. Everything's lovely. Next. So then I have to prove that I'm a human being by pressing this button. Please click on the character that is used to form words or names. Now I can, if I want to, add a picture at this point, but I'm just going to continue. It will then ask me various things I'm interested in, and then we can go. So this already has taken me now straight to the slotcars feed, because that's where I was before I registered. However, if I hadn't, I would be here. This would give me my Discover feed that we talked about before, and a feed of all the people I'm following. At the moment, I'm automatically following the Bluesky user, so it shows me the Bluesky user's stuff. However, here's how to get rid of everything that you don't want to see on this social network. You go to feeds. You look for what you want. So I would like slotcars. It comes up. I press the plus and it adds it here. I might also want to see cat pics. There's some cat pics. There's various feeds for cat pics. There's quite a lot. And like anything else, this one looks like it's the busiest one, so I'll add that one. And now these are up here. If I hit edit, and it looks the same in the app, same as it does on the computer, I can get rid of Discover. And at that point, all of the hatred, all of the weird people talking about clouds and aeroplane trails and tinfoil hats, and it's all gone. I won't see that anymore. All I'm going to see is slotcars, cat pics, and posts from the people I'm following. And you can change the order of these, and then you can save the changes. And when you go back to your home page, your entire social network is only slotcars, and it's only cat pictures, and it's only the people I'm following. Nothing else. No hate, no people arguing, just slotcars. And it's because you can cut out all the rubbish you don't want to see, and because they're not feeding you adverts or tracking what you're doing, this is why this, of all the new social networks that have sprung up, is probably going to be the one that takes off. So having shown you that, and having told you that there are things called feeds, I should probably just quickly at the end here clarify what a feed actually is. Now, a feed, beyond that Discover one, a feed is something that's set up by geeky computer people, quite frankly, like me. Now, if you know what these two terms mean, you can go to a website called Skyfeed and you can set up your own feeds for Bluesky, which is what I have done with that particular slotcar feed. It's like a search, but quite an advanced search. And it's kind of a bit like I suppose like a monitored playlist that somebody might look after on, say, Spotify or something like that. It's sort of between those two things. So what it is you set up, like for example, I've set up in that particular one for slotcars, to pick up all the posts with the hashtag slotcar in it. And some other variations of that, slotcar with a space after it, slotcars, you know, and there are other matches that are easy, Scale Extric, Revo Slot, for example. And then it starts getting a little bit more tricky because you then have to try and add exclusions to the search. So if you do any of that kind of advanced eBay stuff, you know you can search for this and that, not that or that, and refine your searches. It's kind of like that, but quite a bit more complicated. It's like an algorithm. And the problems come in when you get to Carrera, because depending where you are in the world, that can be a slot car, it can be a full-size car, it could be a pair of sunglasses, or it could be a mountain bike. Now, if you live in the UK and you go on Facebook Marketplace and try and search for Carrera slot cars, if you type in Carrera, you're going to get a lot of mountain bikes. It's very annoying. So what I've got to try and do is develop the search and refine the parameters of it and tweak it about so that it will include some things and it won't include the things we don't want in there. Like I say, if anybody else wants to have a go, start your own slot cars feed. If it works out better than mine, I'll go with that one instead. But I'm doing my best for now. It's a work in progress. It's not going to be perfect. It won't include every slot car post because there's something built into the system that allows it to cherry pick the better or more popular things that match the parameters I've given it. And it will display them to you and to everybody else as well. So bear with me. I will try and refine that algorithm. If anybody's very good at regular expressions, please get in contact because I'm sure we can do this between us. And we'll see how it goes. But I do think we could have a social network that's just slot cars for all of us, built into the Bluesky app, which is how it's intended to be used. And that's the really good bit. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope to see you on Bluesky.